Welcome everybody to the 2022 elections. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to cover. First is a communication. Several of you have seen this in articles that I've written and posted. Executive Vice President John Pyland asked that officers of temples, and I won't read the whole thing, but officers of temples who are junior to the Oriental Guide are not eligible to attend the Oriental Guide training seminars. High priests and prophets are eligible to attend the Oriental Guide training, but are not eligible to attend the assistant rabbin training sessions. It is important that temple budgets resources for the purpose of having divan members participate in the required training. The chief rabbin should include funding as necessary to meet the requirements of this legislation in the proposed temple budget. While the imperial potentate may waive the provisions of this requirement upon the showing of good and significant cause, we anticipate such waivers to be extraordinarily rare. Therefore, temple leaders serving on your temple divan are encouraged to take an active role in planning and receiving the required education and training necessary. Legislation was considered and passed at the 2021 Imperial Session in Houston that adds the requirements to be qualified to serve as temple potentates, as I just read. So they were very clear about that in Houston, that you must serve in these positions and have formal training. That's dated July 20th, 2021. November 16th, 2021, from the office of John C. Pyland, Executive Vice President. Procedures for submitting membership programs and forms. The 2022 election results will be submitted electronically via the WebFez website. Please do not fax or email printed copies of this election results to headquarters, as it will be discarded as a duplicate. I strongly urge you to contact your divan officers and representatives prior to entering final election information into WebFez. It is imperative that all information is carefully reviewed prior to the submission of Shriners International. And the information in your election returns is the information that is printed in the 2022 Shriners International directory. Your electronic submission is confirmed. The information has been verified by your divan officers and approved by your temple recorder. So what this is saying is all election returns for your clubs and units that we talked about early has to be done through WebFez. The temple is here to assist you. So any member, secretary of a club or unit that needs help, we were here to help them, but it must be submitted electronically via WebFez. Those are the two most recent changes to the imperial bylaws. If y'all remember, about 2 years ago, the imperial moved the dates up for these elections to make sure that they could get them in. I won't recognize special guests. That's the potentate's duty today, but I will want to thank and illustrious Sir Ken Jarrett is unable to be with us today. He's caught a bug and thought it necessary not to come, and we appreciate that, but he's very, very missed. Illustrious Sir Gary Taylor, potentate 2007, will be so graciously performing his duties today. We're thankful to have him. Illustrious Sir H. Mike Cook will serve as Oasis parliamentarian for the purpose of this elections. And illustrious Sir John Elder will serve as a taller for any kind of vote tally to verify and certify any votes in the contested election. So illustrious sirs, thank you. So illustrious sir, illustrious sirs, nobles all, thank you and welcome to the 2022 elections held this date at Oasis Shrine Center. I now give you your illustrious potentate.
Thank you, Noble Recorder. You may be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome each of you that are here today and all the ones that are watching us through live stream for our second year in a row. It seems that it might be a popular method to join us in our elections. I just can't echo what Noble John has said. Thank you again for being here for the elections for 2022. And I got to first give him thanks for the organization and lining this way it's lined up, the way it's presented. I think we did last year was truly professional. And again, John, I want to thank you. Appreciate you. And a shout out to our IT, Carl Burrows. He's our IT consultant, and so he's the brainchild behind this as well. So thank you, Carl. At this time, I'd like for you to please stand at attention, prepare to render your right hand salute with a pledge of allegiance of the United States of America, followed by our pledge of allegiance, our shrine pledge of allegiance. Taking your cue from Noble Donnie Wren.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please remain standing. And now you'll take your cue from Noble Jimmy Burgess for our shrine pledge.
I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the country for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated, please. At this time, I'd like to present illustrious Sir John Stanley to please come up and do our invitation, please.
Thank you, illustrious sir. It is the day that the Lord has made, and we do rejoice, and we're glad in this day. Let us pray. Holy Lord and gracious God, it is your day, a day that God has made. You've made this for Oasis, and we come together at this time seeking your blessing, seeking your guidance, and may all that we do and say here today be for your glory and your honor. We do remember that we do enjoy each other's company as brothers. We have fun and fellowship, but we surely do have a responsibility to each other and to others, especially the children at Shriners Hospitals. Inspire us to do more and be more, and may all we do be done for your glory and your honor. Now let the words of our mouths and the meditations of all of our hearts be found acceptable in your sight, you who are our rock and our Redeemer. We pray these things in your most holy and loving name. Amen. So let it be.
Thank you, illustrious Sir John. You may be seated. I also wanted to congratulate illustrious Sir John on the recent induction to the Order of Longleaf Pine Society. So congratulations. Great honor. Thank you. Again, I welcome you here, the ones that are with us today, and again, watching us through live stream. Just again, for our election of Divan officer for 2022. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize our distinguished guests that are with us today. We have illustrious Sir Tom Price, Jr., past potentate, 1985. Again, love Sir John Stanley, past potentate, 1995. Excuse me, 97, sorry. Do that. Love Sir Gary Taylor, past potentate, 2007. Love Sir John Elder, past potentate, 2008. Love Sir H. Mike Cook, past potentate, 2012. Love Sir Todd Ham, past potentate, 2015. Love Sir Johnny King, past potentate, 2016. Love Sir Mike Nees, past potentate, 2017. Love Sir John Burgess, past potentate, 2018. And love Sir Bill Carter, past potentate, 2020. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank y'all for being here. This time, I'd like to recognize our distinguished current divan. Our chief of band, Noble Tim Daniels. Our assistant band, Noble Doug Garland. Our high priest and prophet, Noble Shay Fidel. Oriental guide, Noble Chris Hall. Our treasurer, Sir Bill Harwood. Sir Bill, I may have just hit me. I did not recognize you from 1998. So thank you. It just now hit me. Sorry about that. And our recorder, Noble John Capel. First ceremonial master, Tim Ferris. Our second ceremonial master, Donnie Wren. Our director, Noble Jimmy Burgess. Our marshal, Noble Jimmy Owen. And our captain of the guard, Noble Jack Wallace. And our outer guard, Noble Tom Bridges. Thank you, team. I'd like to also take this time to recognize some of my aides for 2021, starting with my chief aide, and also proud to recognize him as my shrine dad. Love Sir Todd Ham. My master of ceremonies, love Sir Gary Taylor. Personal aides, Noble Dave Wallace, Noble Trent Oates, and Noble Chip Rollins. Thank you for all. And there's many more that helped us through this year. 20 is just, couldn't name all one. But also a shout out and thank you to our hospitality chairman that's not here today, but Noble Dennis Grigg and Lady Terry. They do a wonderful job to us through the year. So I want to take that opportunities. Thank you. Please join, give me all one more time a big hand. All right, I guess the reason we're all here today is to start elections for the divan for 2022. This year, our nominators, you'll have a maximum of 5 minutes, please. First, we have the nomination of office for potentate. We will now recognize nominator, illustrious Sir Johnny King, past potentate, 2016.
Lester Sirs, Noble Hall. Can you hear me? I would like to nominate Noble Timothy M. Daniels for the office of potentate for Oasis Temple for 2022. Tim Daniels is home address is Gastonia, North Carolina. He's past master and recognized as treasurer and distinction through North Carolina Grand Lodge in 2000. He was past master. He was made a Shriner in Asheville, North Carolina on November 1997. He is also a member of the Scottish Rite Bodies. He's a 32nd degree Mason with the rank of KCCH. York Rite Bodies. He's a Jester Court 109 Director in 2014. He's also a member and past captain of the patrol 2010 and 2011. He was president of Gaston County Shrine Club in 2014. He's also a member of Lake Norman Shrine Club, Red Fez Shrine Club, past Masters Unit, and past Captain's Club. Not only has he been on the dive band serving for the last 6 years with 6 different potentates, he's also served as marshal for 20, 23, and 24. Total of 9 years on the dive band line. Tim could not have fulfilled all these obligations he had without someone behind him, his wife. Every time that there was a function and Tim was there and the lady was invited, she was there. Not only was she there, but as life carries on, he had a couple of kids, 2 girls, and every time there was a function, those 2 girls were there too. You might as well call them shrine girls. As the years progressed, the girls got married. Carly married Ryan Paysor. They have 2 kids. Ryan Jr. is 13 and Levi is 7. And now I think Ryan became a Shriner in July in Greensboro. Am I not correct? Connor is now married and has a little boy, and she had him June the 26th of this year. So now he's a grandpa 3 times. Congratulations. His hobbies are golf. He likes working out, and he likes spending time with his family and his shrine clubs. And I find this man duly qualified to be the potentate Oasis Shrine Center for 2022. And I would like to nominate illustrious or Timothy M. Daniels for the office of potentate for Oasis for 2022.
Timothy M. Daniels has been nominated for potentate of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion? Nominations be closed. Yes, sir. Sorry, it's you.
Yes, sir. I do move that we nominate and close that we elect Timothy M. Daniels by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Timothy M. Daniels be elected potentate by acclamation. As many are in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed likewise?
Illustrious sir.
The motion carries.
Okay. Illustrious sir, I move ye that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Timothy M. Daniels as potentate of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded, the rules be suspended and that Noble be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Timothy M. Daniels as potentate. As many are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Light sign opposed. Motion carries. Illustrious Sir Johnny King is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Timothy M. Daniels as potentate of Oasis Temple for 2022.
Noble Tim Daniels, do you accept?
Imperial Sir, if you're watching, illustrious sirs, dive in members, nobles all, thank you for placing your support in me for the last 6 years while I've been on this moving dive in. It has been a tremendous honor and pleasure on my part to serve the dive in and to serve Oasis Temple. I do pledge and promise to you that I will do my very best to serve you as your potentate in 2022. So, illustrious sir, I do accept.
Congratulations, Noble Daniels. I know you'll make a great potentate. Thank you for your service. We are now open for nomination of the office of Chief of Band. I now call Illustrious Sir Mike Nees, past potentate, 2017.
Imperial Sir, illustrious Sir, nobles, and guests. As we move up through the line on the dive in, we try to find and pick out an individual that has the heart and willingness to serve our kids and be strong enough to do the job that we'd asked them to do and be grateful in what they do. We want to find someone that is dedicated and takes this job serious. Is our kids important to all of us? Most of our nobles have kids, and we know what Shrine is all about. And it's not about all the time getting out and having a big time, but it's all about our kids, and we respect those. And we're grateful for what everyone in the Shrine does for our kids. And we look for somebody that will uphold that and take our Oasis Shrine Temple forward and get along with all the rest of our dive van. And we've always had a strong dive van, and we're grateful for that. And, illustrious Sir, I nominate Douglas Garland for the office of Chief of Band of Oasis Temple.
Douglas Garland has been nominated for Chief of Band of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that the nominations be closed?
Illustrious Sir, I move you that the nominations be closed and that we elect Douglas Garland by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Douglas Garland be elected Chief of Band of Oasis Temple. As many are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Light sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious Sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for Douglas Garland as Chief of Band of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and the noble be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Douglas Garland as Chief of Band of Oasis Temple. The motion is carried, and unless Sir Mike recognizes the cast, the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious Sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Douglas Garland as the Chief of Band of Oasis Temple for 2022.
I apologize, nobles. Sirs, I'm gonna have to back up. We didn't actually vote, so. So I'm gonna ask you in the favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Light sign opposed. Motion carries. Apologize, sir. Noble Garland, do you accept?
Imperial Sirs, if you may be watching, illustrious Sirs, nobles all, noble divan. It's an extreme honor to be able to be nominated for a position in Oasis for this divan. I appreciate illustrious Sir Mike Nees for considering me for this position. Thank you very much, and I do accept. And I assure you, I'll work very hard to support our potentate and all Oasis Shriners and our Shriners Hospital for Children in 2022. Thank you.
Congratulations, Noble Doug. It's been an honor to serve beside you. Now we're open for nominations for the office of Assistant Reband. I now call for illustrious Sir John Burgess, past potentate, 2018.
Imperial Sirs, illustrious Sirs, nobles all watching us on live stream and also that are present. Where do I begin? I met this soon-to-be noble in elementary school.
Who would know at that time that we would grow up together, our families together. We would go through the shrine. At the time, we could go in. I was just a year older than he, so I got there before he did. But we have come a long way up through there, and I recognize his skills all throughout the years, and it's been an honor and a pleasure not to only call him a noble, but my friend. He's always been there, always, him and his lady Sandra. And what a blessing Oasis has to have him in it and such an active member. So it is my pleasure that I nominate Shay J. Fidel for the office of Chief for Band of Oasis Temple.
Shay Fidel has been nominated. Yeah, I got that. Thank you.
Yeah, I miss him.
Shay Fidel has been nominated for Assistant Band of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Guess I was trying to miss a step. Mine said Chief of Band. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking about that. I tried, Shay. Had to go there.
How long you
Yeah,
know?
let's sir. Are we there? Where are we at now? It's kind of funny. Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that nomination be closed and that we elect Shay J. Fidel be elected to Assistant Reband by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Shay Fidel be elected Assistant Reband of Oasis Temple. As many are in favor of this motion, please raise your right hand and signify. Light sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for Shay J. Fidel as Assistant Reband of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and the noble be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Shay Fidel as Assistant Reband of Oasis Temple. As many in favor, please raise your right hand and signify. Light sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I cast unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Shay J. Fidel as the Assistant Reband of Oasis Temple for 2022.
Noble Fidel, do you accept?
Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs, and nobles, thank you very much. I do accept. And it'd be my gracious honor to serve this Oasis Temple once again this next year. Thank you.
Congratulations, Noble Shay. Thank you for your years of service. We are now open for the nominations for office of High Priest and Prophet. Now recognize nominator, illustrious Sir Gary Taylor on behalf of illustrious Sir Ken Jarrett.
Yes. Kind of, the world is circular. It does things come back around, and such an honor today. Certainly, I hate that illustrious Sir Kenny and Lady Vicky are ill, but to be given the honor of nominating Noble Chris L. Hall for the office of High Priest and Prophet. As he'll find out, we kid about this sometimes and call it High Priest and No Prophet. You'll see what we mean when you attain potentate. I like to think of Chris in one line. It says it all. And for the folks who know Chris, you'll agree with me. He is the hardest working man in the brotherhood business. There's not many organizations that you can mention that Chris doesn't have an active leadership role, and he will make an excellent, excellent high priest and prophet. Blessed sir, I nominate Chris L. Hall for office of High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple.
Chris Hall has been nominated for the High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect Chris L. Hall, High Priest and Prophet, by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Chris L. Hall be elected to High Priest and Prophet by acclamation. As many are in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Light sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and I be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for Chris L. Hall as High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and the noble be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Chris L. Hall as High Priest and Prophet for Oasis Temple. Many is in favor of the motion. Please raise your right hand. Signify. Light sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Chris L. Hall as the High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple for 2022.
Noble Hall, do you accept?
Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs, nobles all. It is with humility that I pledge that I will continue to do my best to serve this organization and our hospitals and our children. And I would like to thank illustrious Sir Gary Taylor for the nomination today. And I would also like to thank illustrious Sir Ken Jarrett and Lady Vicky for their faith and confidence in Lady Laura and I those years ago. Thank you, nobles.
Congratulations, Noble Chris. I can't echo what Sir Gary, Chris is the hardest working guy in show business, as they say. I don't know if he ever sleeps, but thank you, sir. We are now open for nomination of the office for Oriental Guide. I recognize nominator illustrious Sir Bill Carter, past potentate 2020.
Let's see here. I brought a little small prepared speech of about 12 pages. I'll try to be brief. Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs and nobles. It can be said without a doubt that Tim Ferriss brings many years of Masonic shrine and public service experience to what is called the moving line on the Oasis dive-in. Initially, Noble Tim was appointed second ceremonial master in 2020. Noble Tim is past master of Whetstone Lodge number 515 in Bessemer City. He is also an honorary member of Gaston Lodge 263 to 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason. Tim is a degree master, past wise master for the Valley of Charlotte, Scottish Rite, as well as member of Lenore York Rite bodies. He has served as president of both the Cherryville, Gaston County Shrine Clubs during a Masonic career that began with his being raised to the third degree in 1981 at Whetstone Lodge. He has been a member of the Oasis Ritualistic Cast since 1984 and served as captain of that unit in 2007 and 2008. Tim served as a member of the Army National Guard for 6 years and has been a longtime member and active participant in Bessemer City's First Wesleyan Church. He has served on a number of charitable boards and organizations, including the Greater Gaston Girls and Boys Clubs, the local Emergency Planning Board for Gaston County, Juvenile Crime Prevention Council of Gaston County, and the Gaston County Skills Advocate Board. Also, the Gaston County Cornerstone Christian Ministries, Gaston's reinvestment in the communities. It is
If that's not enough, Noble Tim is also a member of the Crowder's Mountain and Red Fez Shrine Clubs, Oasis Hillbilly Clan number 13. He currently serves as a member and past director of the Royal Order of Jesters Court 109 and is a life member of Oasis and the Royal Order of Scotland. The first Mason in his family, Noble Tim has also coached his brother and past potentate Billy Ferris through the degrees, as well as his great nephew Brandon. Tim and his lady Betty Duncan have been familiar faces at scores of Oasis functions throughout the years. I should say Tim and his wife Betty. If his progress through the divan continues as it should, he will become potentate in 2026. And it would be the first time two brothers have ever served as potentate in Oasis Shrine history. Tim makes his home in Mount Holly, North Carolina, and is a lifelong Gaston County resident. Illustrious Sir, I nominate Tim Ferris for the office of Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple.
Tim Ferris has been nominated for the office of Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that the nominations be closed?
Illustrious Sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect Tim Ferris, Oriental Guide, by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Tim Ferris be elected as Oriental Guide by acclamation. As many are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious Sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Tim Ferris as Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and the noble be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for Tim Ferris as Oriental Guide for Oasis Temple. As many are in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Now recognize us, Sir Bill, to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious Sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Tim Ferris as the Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple for 2022.
Noble Tim, do you accept?
Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs, nobles and guests all, I humbly accept this position. You will never know how floored I was when illustrious Sir Bill Carter approached me 3 years ago, or a little over 2 years ago, and asked me if I would be willing to step into this line. Coming on the tails of my brother Billy, I knew it's a tremendous job. But as it has already been said here today, what a team we have to work with, and I look forward with humility to continue to serve in this capacity. Yes, I do accept.
Congratulations, Noble Tim. Heck of a resume, to say the least. And don't want to say it's been an honor to have you as my first ceremonial master for 2021. Thank you. We are now open for the nomination of office of treasurer. We recognize as nominator Noble Chris Hall.
Illustrious Sir, Imperial Sirs, illustrious Sirs, and nobles all. Our longtime Oasis treasurer, illustrious Sir Bill Harvard, past potentate, has forever kept this temple in fine order. And it is with pleasure that I nominate William M. Harvard, past potentate, 1998, for the office of treasurer of Oasis Temple.
William M. Harwood has been nominated for treasurer of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion to close the nominations be closed?
Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect William M. Harward by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded the nominations be closed and that Sir William Harwood be elected treasurer by acclamation. As many are in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for William M. Harward as treasurer of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded the rules be suspended and the noble be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for Sir William M. Harwood as treasurer. As many are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Noble Chris Hall is recognized to cast a unanimous ballot.
Illustrious sir, it is with pleasure in the memory of illustrious Sir Doug Mays, whose honor it was to do this for years, that I now cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for William M. Harward as treasurer of Oasis Temple for 2022.
Illustrious Sir Bill Harwood, do you accept?
Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs, nobles all. Just humbly I accept this, and the many years I've been here, this place has a very dear place in my heart. And I've given it my all. This will be my last year of coming up for election. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to spend one more year. It's been a real honor and pleasure. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Sir Bill. It's without said what Sir Bill has done for our temple in the years of service. Just can't thank him enough for the guidance through 2021. Thank you, Lusters. We now recognize nominator Sir Todd Ham, past potentate 2015.
Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs, nobles all, thank you. While I have a hot mic moment, I have to congratulate illustrious Sir Tommy Helms. You have made your shrine dad, your shrine granddad, and your shrine great grandfather very proud. Done a great job. We're happy for you.
Thank you, Lester.
Oh, thank you. So this will be my fourth time, I think, for nominating this young man as recorder. I think you can see by the organization that he has here today that I made a good choice 4 years ago. And so I'm honored to do it again today. So, illustrious sir, I nominate John G. Cable for the office of recorder of Oasis Temple.
John G. Cable has been nominated for recorder of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that the nominations be closed? Is there a second?
Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect John G. Cable by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that nominations be closed and that John G. Cable be elected recorder by acclamation. As many as favor this motion, please raise your right hand and signify. Light sign opposed. Motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for John G. Cable as recorder of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded. The rules be suspended and the noble be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for John G. Cable as recorder. As many are in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand and signify. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Now, Sir Todd is recognized to cast a unanimous ballot.
Illustrious sir, I cast a unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for John G. Cable as recorder of Oasis Temple for 2022.
Noble Cable, do you accept?
Imperial Sirs, illustrious sirs, nobles all. It's a great honor 4 years ago to be nominated. Thank you for my brothers who traveled all the way from Greensboro to come witness this again. It has been an honor, a privilege to serve the nobility. When I entered into this task, it was very enlightening, and I have learned and learned and learned. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I learn with this job. I am here to serve. The office is here to serve each one of you and your ladies. It is with great humility that I accept, and I'm thankful.
Congratulations, John. Next, we will elect our Imperial representative. We will elect 4. If a ballot is required, they will get a ballot of 1 written ballot. The top 4 vote getters will be the representatives. The floor is now open for nominations of the office of Imperial representatives. Traditionally, the top 4 members of elected divan serve as your Imperial representatives.
Should have brought my book with me. Illustrious Sir, Tommy, I move that the following nobles be elected to serve as the 2022 Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives. Noble Tim Daniels, our newly elected 2022 potentate, Noble Doug Garland, Noble Shay Fidel, Noble Chris Hall.
Are there any other nominations for the officers of Oasis Shriner Imperial Representatives? Are there any other nominations for officers of Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives? Are there any other nominations for the officers of Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives? Do I hear a motion that the nominations be closed?
I make a motion the nominations for Imperial Representatives be closed.
Do I have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Light sign, no. Motion carries. Nobles, I have a motion and a second that Nobles Tim Daniels, Doug Garland, Shay Fidel, and Chris Hall be elected to serve as the 2022 Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives. All in favor, please raise your right hand, signify. Light sign opposed. Motion carries. I declare Noble Tim Daniels, Doug Garland, Shay Fidel, Noble Chris Hall will be elected to serve as your 2022 Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives. Nobles Tim, Noble Doug, Noble Shay, Noble Chris, do you accept?
I do, Lucky sir.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I know you represent us well. Thank you. Nobles, we are now accepting nominations for the representative of the South Atlantic Shrine Association. Serving by virtue of their office, potentate, chief of band, and assistant band and recorder. But now we will elect 2 representatives. I call upon 2022 potentate-elect Tim Daniels.
Illustrious Sir Tommy, nobles, I wish to place into nomination Noble Illustrious Sir Tom Price, past potentate, 1994, and Noble Bob Hunter as our 2 representatives to SASA for 2022. I ask that nominations be closed and that Noble Hunter and Illustrious Sir Price be elected as SASA representatives for Oasis Shrine 2022.
We have a motion that the nominations be closed. Do we have thank you for the second. All in favor, signify by aye. Light sign opposed. Motion carries. I declare Noble Bob Hunter, Sir Tom Price, elected and will serve as 2022 elected SASSA representatives. Thank you again for carrying on. Thank you for your hard work. We have elected your officers for the ensuing year. At this time, as we go into our business part of the meeting, and I'm going to call upon Noble John, our recorder.
Illustrious sir, thank you. This, illustrious sir, I've taken the 2020 numbers. We had new affiliate was 1, associate members were 45, restoration 17, demits were 5, total membership of 4,379. We have new affiliates for 2021 is 6, so that's a +5. Associate members 0, restorations 35, that's a +18. Demits were 4, so we're -1. And that the total membership I'll defer to after the reading from our outer guard.
No recorder. I know if I wanted live membership.
It's a good thing I wrote this. Because in a few typographical errors, gentlemen got the books, I know, I'm sorry. So trying to move Shay up real quick, but appreciate y'all catching that. There's only 22 pages in here, so I am so sorry, sir. Illustrious Sir Tommy has recommended to the Divan and Nobility that he wants to issue 1 life membership to be named later. That'll be at the awards night. I will need a vote to allow illustrious Sir Tommy to have a total of 1 lifetime membership for the year ending 2021. Do I have a second to allow 1 membership? All in favor of allowing illustrious Sir to issue 1 life membership at the awards night, please signify by raising your hand. All opposed? Illustrious Sir, congratulations on your life membership appointee.
Thank you, Noble Recorder. I now call upon Noble Tom Bridges, our guard, for our membership report and to vote on suspended members due to non-payment of dues. Noble Tom.
Pursuant to Oasis bylaws 323.11, suspension for non-payment of dues. Suspensions or remissions. A temple must not carry any member on the books where there is more than 1 year in arrears. The temple must either suspend him or remit his dues. So moved.
Noble Tom Bridges has made the motion to suspend any noble for non-payment of dues if not received by the required timeline from Shriners International. Is there any further discussions on the nomination, or excuse me, motion? The question in case you didn't hear, was today the deadline for immediate suspension. Again, it's the required deadline by Shriners International. So that answers your question. Yeah, all right, thank you, Noble Doug. I call for the, yes. It is the required date by Shriner International. And that's what Noble Recorder will get us that date. Is typically the third weekend of January, January 12, 15. I don't know why it falls on a Monday, and I don't know that exact date, Noble. Yeah. But that's the time frame that it usually is. It's that. Yeah. We wait on from John Palin to give us that date. All right. No further discussion. Do I have a second on the motion? Call for the pass or the vote. All in favor, raise your right hand. Likewise opposed. Motion passes. Thank you, Noble Tom. Our next item of business is approval of the budget for the ensuing year. Call for illustrious Sir Bill Harwood. Please present 2022 budget.
Imperial Sirs, Nobles, illustrious Sirs. We have worked, I've worked with Tim, our potentate elect, to prepare this budget. He did tremendous detailed legwork. Most contracts that are significant are in place for 2022. And we've used that to prepare what we call zero budget. We added up what's expected to be spent for his commitments. And I'll go over the major categories. The total temple revenues, $601,546. I'm sorry, $694,048. The Shriners International per capita, we budgeted at $105,200. Administrative expenses, $138,646. The building operations here, $124,000. Business meeting, $11,000. Annual meeting, $40,000. The installation of officers, club visitation, $4,500. Summer ceremonial, $24,200. Visitation, $8,000. The black tie, $14,500. The fall in Charlotte, $21,500. Entertainment and visitations, $22,000. The Imperial Sassa, big ones in pilgrimages, and that's $73,000 total. Publicity, desert dress included, $92,000. And orientation and appreciation night, $16,000. And Masonic organizations, $1,000. That's the budget for the fraternal. The building, the only item that I have budgeted is $30,000 for expenses other than depreciation, which is a non-cash requirement. And the budget for grounds and repairs, $30,000. Our hospital funds, we expect and budgeted $1,105,000. And that is impressed in that the money we have at the end of the year is sent to Tampa, and they monitor and give us approval what we can retain. So that really, we budget the revenue, but when it comes to expense, they end up taking our money except enough to operate for a year and a half. And the last fund is the transportation fund. We have total expenses budgeted of $120,865. Most of that is $23,000 of budget for salaries and related tax, payroll taxes, and scheduled airline, $40,000. I have worked on this in detail and compared to current year's budget and to the prior year's actuals for a number of years. We couldn't really compare it to illustrious Sir Bill Carter because he had the epidemic and part of this year was impacted by that as well. But I present this as your budget. This will be available on request for anyone that would like to get a copy. Thank you.
Hey, we have a motion and a second that the 2022 budget is approved. All in favor, please raise your right hand and signify. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Thank you, Sir Bill. Now I'd like to call on potentate-elect Noble Tim Daniels for any remarks he may want to have or share with us 2022.
Illustrious sir, with your permission, may I cover this last item of business before I get into my remarks?
You may.
Thank you. Illustrious sirs, Divan, nobles, I need to make a motion that we approve the Oasis Shrine Circus by Jody Jordan and telemarketing by Etzel for the year 2022. I put that to you in the form of a motion.
We have a motion and a second to accept Oasis Shrine Circus by Jody Jordan and telemarketing by Etzel for 2022. All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Like sign opposed. Motion carries.
Thank you, nobles. Thank you, illustrious sir. Now for my comments. Let me first say this, family first. My wife Lee was in here earlier to see me get elected as potentate, but she is now serving another duty in the boardroom for the Divan for next year. But I would like to say thank you to her. Thanks for her support that she has given me over the years of being a Shriner, being a Mason. She has supported me 100%. And when you see her, give her your thanks as well. So she does work hard to be there for me and to support me and to support Oasis. And I'd also like to thank family first, my father-in-law, Noble Tom McCarthy. Tom was the one that first got me interested in masonry and shrine. And I actually attended my first shrine parade in Gastonia in 1997. Amen. Prior to going to become a Shriner in Asheville when illustrious Sir John Stanley was potentate. That was the same year that I joined the Masonic Lodge in Gastonia. So a lot of thanks to Noble Tom McCarthy, past director on the Divan. I'd also like to thank illustrious Sir Johnny King for being my shrine father and for nominating me, pointing me to the line on the Divan when he did in 2016. And also to illustrious Sir H. Mike Cook for appointing me to the Divan in 2012 to become marshal for the Divan. And I served that position for 3 years. So thank you, illustrious Sir H. Mike, for that. I'd also like to thank the Oasis Patrol and all the past captains and the members of that unit who supported me over the years, elected me as their lieutenant and captain. I served that for 2 years, 2010, 2011, and that was a great honor. And I know they'll be there for us next year as well. All the support and encouragement that have come from all the past potentates, every one of you have encouraged me as I've been on this Divan, and I really do appreciate that encouragement and support that you have provided me. And I just want to say thank you, and I will do my dead level best to be the potentate of Oasis in 2022. Now, we are Divan strong, as I say. I do appreciate this Divan. I appreciate you electing this Divan. We have a very cohesive Divan at Oasis. And some of you nobles may not know this. I know these fellows here do. But when you go to Imperial Outer Guard School, Imperial Oriental Guide School, Assistant for Band, and you sit and listen to all the issues and the problems that those Divans have across Shriners International, it makes you proud to be a member of a Divan member at Oasis and to have the working relationship that this Divan does. So I'm very pleased and honored to serve you as your potentate next year. Now, I would like to go over a few things for 2022, just to make a few announcements. It's a couple pages long. As you know, the COVID's still around, but I'm predicting that we're going to get out of this pandemic and we're going to be back to full bore, full speed in 2022. So we have planned accordingly. We will adjust as we have to go. January the 8th, here in this auditorium, we will have officer installation. It will start sharply at 5 p.m., followed with the installation, followed by dinner and a music event. If you have not RSVP'd for that event, please do so Monday, this coming Monday, December the 6th. The reason for that early RSVP, I'd like to explain, is because of COVID. Our caterers and other supply companies are asking that 1 month advance to ensure they have the workforce that they've got to have to come here and do this event for us. So we need a 1 month RSVP. So if you have not done so, please call and get on that list so that we may plan accordingly and ensure everyone enjoys the evening. February the 12th, we will have our officer, club and unit officer orientation here at Oasis. Noble Chris Hall will be in charge of that event. It's going to be a little different this year. I have secured past Grandmaster Bob Conley and his wife Jo Neal, past Grandmaster of Michigan, and they're going to come and provide leadership training for a couple hours that morning at the orientation. Very good presentation that they put on. They do it for the Imperial level and also all the sister bands and Oriental Guide schools. They're very good, very talented. So I hope you'll come and join us for that as well, the club and unit officers. March 11th and 12th, we go to the Greenville Hospital for the annual open house. I certainly hope that event is able to come off this year with the COVID situation. Then in March, we go to Midwinter SASA. That will be in Charleston, South Carolina, to represent Oasis at Midwinter SASA. March 19th, we're going to move the dive-in meeting, our monthly dive-in meeting, to the Land to Sky Shrine Club. And we're going to have our monthly meeting there. They will host that for us, and Noble Chris Hall is going to coordinate that for us as well. April 22nd through 24th. As you all know, most of you know, I love to play golf. Not real good at it, but I love to play golf. So we're going to have a Potentates golf trip, golf outing. It's going to be April 22nd through 24th at Santee, South Carolina. And some of you that know, I know Illustrious Gary, he's gone. He's a charter member of that group. We've gone for, I think it's 11 years now in a row. And it's a wonderful time. So we're opening that up to all of Oasis and any friends that you may have. So that's coming up, and you'll see more in the Desert Dust coming out on that real soon. April 30th through May 4th. It's 5 days. Lady Lee and I are planning a trip to Washington, D.C. Now, why in the world would we want to go to Washington, D.C.? Especially right now with all that's going on in this country. But we're wanting to do a Masonic trip to Washington, D.C. We're coordinating bus tours. We're going to go see the House of the Temple. We're going to tour that. We're going to have a private tour of that facility. And we're going to visit all the other Masonic memorials in Washington, D.C. Have some dinners planned, so we hope to have a fun time for that. And it's April 30th through May 4th. And Noble Peter Schutz is working on that for us as well. More to come in the Desert Dust. We're also planning a night in the Charlotte Knights Baseball Stadium coming up this year, 2022. Don't know the date yet because we don't have their schedule, but we'll be planning a night there. An Oasis Shriners Night at the Charlotte Knights baseball game. Spring ceremonial will be in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, back at the Chatola Resort for the headquarters hotel. We will have, that will begin on Friday. There will be an event for the ladies, the new candidates ladies on Friday evening, followed by a ceremonial on Saturday morning, parade Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. And then we'll wrap that up on Saturday night at Chatola with a dance and hospitality event. And then Sunday morning, we'll have a church worship service by Illustrious Sir John Stanley. So I hope you'll plan to come to the spring ceremonial. Then we're off to the Oasis Family Fun Days. That again will be at the Red Fez. Noble Clay McLean will be the person in charge of that, the aide for that. So look for that as well. Imperial Session, July 3 through 7. And that's going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So your dive-in representatives that you have just elected will be representing Oasis at that annual meeting. Gastonia, North Carolina, my hometown, now has a Major League Baseball team in town, a nice stadium. And I have a Noble, Oasis Noble, who wants to plan an Oasis Shriners event at that stadium. And that will be coming up this summer at the Gastonia Honey Hunters baseball field. So look for more information on that. Just a fun event to get nobles and their ladies together. July the 23rd, we're going to take the dive-in meeting to the Greensboro Shrine Club. So Don Roney, thank you for that. Doug Garland, thank you for that. We're going to take it out and about so that if there's nobles out in our jurisdiction that want to attend a dive-in meeting, here's your opportunity. So please come and support that. August the 27th, we're going to have a black tie ceremonial in Salisbury, North Carolina at the St. Andrews Lodge, followed by a dinner event at the train depot in downtown Salisbury. And it just so happens I attended the current Grand Master, Most Worshipful Larry Thompson was installed this morning. He had a dinner last night in this same venue at the same depot. So I actually got to see how that's going to come off. So it's going to be a wonderful time. So I hope you'll plan for that in August. And then we're off to SASA, South Atlantic Shrine Association, in the fall, September 15th through 17th. We'll be back at the Doubletree Resort and parade, and we'll come home on Sunday morning with more trophies than we've ever had before. Potentate's trip coming up. This is going to be a family trip. My family has planned this trip. I have not. We're going to Disney World in Florida, in Orlando, Florida. You see information already. Thanks to Sir Tommy Hems for allowing us to advertise that early. But if you go to Disney World, you got to plan early. So we're going there to hope it'll be a nice family fun event. We're asking people to book that at the same resort. Information you see in the Desert Dust, and it's advertised on our website. But we're planning for a nice fun week there. You don't have to go for a week. You can go for 1 day, 2 days. You can go 10 days if you want to. You build your own package. So it's going to be a great time and a fun event for a family in Florida. Then we're off to Oxford for a homecoming, 7th and 8th of October. In Oxford, North Carolina, Masonic Home for Children. And there will be a parade there that we will participate in as well. Thanks to Noble Jack Wallace. He has worked hard with the circus, Cabarrus Arena, and our other venues to move the circus away from Oxford weekend. And we have accomplished that for 2022. So circus, October the 12th, Hickory, North Carolina Speedway. We'll be back there for the first circus. Following on Friday, that's a Wednesday, following on Friday and Saturday, we'll be back at the Cabarrus Arena in Concord for the other shows. October the 21st will be the Oasis 3rd Annual Golf Tournament coming up. That's a fundraiser for the temple here, it's a fraternal fundraiser, so I hope you'll support that as well. November 4th and 5th, we have the Oasis Fall Ceremonial right here in this auditorium that weekend. And then the last event before the 2023 elections will be November the 19th. We're going to have an Oasis military service event here in this auditorium. We did this in 2014, illustrious David Sumter's year. We're going to repeat that again in 2022 here on November the 19th, where we honor our military veterans who are members of Oasis. So I hope you'll plan for that as well. Now, all this information, of course, will be in the Desert Dust. It'll be in our directories and so on. So I hope you'll plan to attend these events in 2022. Illustrious Sir Tommy, you and Kelly have done an outstanding job to bring us out of this COVID pandemic, to get everybody active again. But 2022, we're going to be back in full force. So I hope you guys will come out and support, and let's get Oasis back to the glory and the glamour that it was before the pandemic. I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you are as well. So thank you, illustrious sir. Thank you, nobles, for the time. Thank you for electing me as your potentate. And I look forward to seeing you on January the 8th here in this auditorium. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Noble Tim. I know you're going to lead us well, and we got a lot to do next year, so excited. Full calendar. So again, does any other noble have anything to come before this meeting? That, well, Sir John, will you do our benediction, please?
So nobles, we go out into the world in peace, hold on to what is good, return no evil for evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, support the weak, honor and serve everyone, loving the Lord your God with all of your heart, mind, soul, and strength, loving your brothers and fellow nobles as yourself. And now may the Lord bless you and the Lord keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and grant you his peace now and forevermore. Amen and amen.
So mote it be.
Amen.
You may be seated. Nobles, let's sir, this is kind of a bittersweet meeting or time. 2013, I had the opportunity granted by Sir Fred Laxton to become your director. Started my dive-in journey for at that time, and was the beginning. Time has flown by, and as we know, it does. It's amazing. But I wouldn't trade it for anything because of the friendships that has allowed me and Lady Kelly to develop. We can't, for both of us, we can't thank you enough. It's just from the nobility, the members to allow me to serve as your potentate, to serve you. And I mean that, to serve you, because that's what we're here for. Again, I can't thank you enough. It's just been amazing. To the past board before us, that's laid the foundation that a current dive-in or board has had the opportunity to work from. Has been totally amazing. To the past potentates, has given me your friendship, given me your guidance. Thank you. I do want on that to my team, our team, our dive-in, it is in unison. And one thing I've always tried is each thing I've tried to tackle in life is to leave it a little bit better than I found it. And I can look at you in the eye today and tell you that your dive-in today, when this journey comes for myself to end, that we felt like we've left our fraternity in a little bit better place than we found it. And that's the other part of when I leave this position, that it'll be that way for years to come, that we walk away full confidence that we're on the right path. And that's a good feeling. A couple of things I didn't share with you that we've accomplished is Noble Tim talked about COVID. Unless Sir Bill Carter, bless him, and Lady Lauren, what to deal with. Lady Kelly and I and ourselves and our families and friends have dealt with. We struggles, but we've been blessed. We got 4 ceremonies in. We've had 3 parades. We've had back to fundraising. Yes, it wasn't as we planned, but we've got a lot accomplished, and I thank you. But some of the things, the milestones we've got accomplished this year and that come out of COVID, the challenges also gave opportunities. A few of those opportunities I didn't share with you earlier is one, your board has re-signed an additional lease with Nikeo Church through 2022. And I say our, the nobility at home, it is our Shrine Center that is 35+ years old, that takes a lot of maintenance. We've done some upgrades to keep it in the right order. And in that addition to the church, we have also secured the Charlotte Valley Scottish Rite as tenants and lessees. So we're proud now that they can call Oasis home as well. With that, we, through the challenges of Oasis, our building rental is one of our key foundations for our income for our building. In that challenge, it gave us the time to go out, explore, and look at different options. Claudia Strickland, who was our building rental manager for almost 30 years, retired during COVID due to, just the situation, health and age. So it gave us it was a challenge, but also an opportunity. So your board, we interviewed, searched, and we end up the best selection we felt was a third party with a gentleman named Shelton Kramer. LGR is our new third party building management. In that, it's different for us. So those of you nobles or clubs, units use the building, it is a little different because it is third party. However, with that, it is completely has increased our margin dollars on the rental. We're out of managing someone, we're out of managing that part of it. And the agreement we make 60 cents on every dollar. That is a significant increase than what we were in years past when you pull back. So I wanted to share a few good things that has come out of the COVID and that your board has tried to work hard for the nobility. So again, to shout out to my shrine dad, my grand shrine dad. Thank you for being here, being part of 2021. All my brothers, my board, thank you. Love you. With that said, thank you, nobles, lessers, and everyone at home for joining us today for our 2022 elections live streaming. We hope to see you at Club and Unit Appreciation and installation of officers 2022. Thank you. God bless. I now declare this annual stated meeting of election of officers for 2022 now closed. Thank you.